Hey, what's up? How's everybody doing? Happy Sunday. Well, it's Sunday right now. I don't know if I'm gonna keep you on my face or not. We're just gonna kind of play by ear what spirit says to do and say. So how is everybody? Yo, I'm about to shuffle blank cards I didn't even do yet. But spirit told me to leave these out because we may get some channeling messages to add to the 1022 collective deck we've been creating, making, etc. So yeah, like the other night when we had the full moon, well, it was kind of last night, but well, the night before into last night, we had the full moon in Taurus and the lunar eclipse. And I got woken up. I've been up like during the nighttime. I'm a nocturnal animal. But yeah, I got so like I had made this card the other night. So this has the energy of, the full moon in Taurus and lunar eclipse. So things like that. And Spirit says I can start sharing some of my info, and they actually want me to, because there's a lot of metaphysical information, um, and some fun ways to interpret, the things that time that we've been believing, and spirit wants to be more playful. Okay. So meaning, right, getting into the metaphysical meanings of things, because fear comes, right, rises when we don't understand something. I say that all the time too. Like, it's like, it's not that I'm trying to say control. It's right when we're afraid, that's what we do. When we get scared, we're like, wait, right? So it's like if we're not aware how something is, then we get scared. So someone cares about us, right, should understand that, right? Instead of getting mad or yelling at us or rushing us or whatever, right? Which, unfortunately, that's how I grew up, getting yelled at. It's like if you ask a question or you need anything, you're going to get yelled at. Or if somebody wants to talk to you, they're going to scream your name in order to get your attention. And they don't care what you're doing or what you're in the middle of. If they need something right now, they want it right now. And they're going to yell until you answer and stop whatever it is you're doing and come say what. So we're going to get into lots of stuff such as, the appearance of, again, someone else's kindness, because this keeps coming up. I'm sure not just in my personal life, because it's coming up for a reason, and in the collective, and we are as a collective, right? We're dealing with a lot of false narrative, right? Stories and what have you. I feel like this is so bright in my face. Bear with me. Sorry, I'm at my big finger. So it's like, sorry, trying to kind of not have the sun be blaring so much. Okay, forget it. I always do this with you guys. I'm so sorry. Forgive me. And please subscribe and hit the bell. I know I didn't say that already, but it's kind of like, it's like, it's interesting to me that a lot of people don't. It's like anytime I watch a video of anybody's, I always, whether I like it or not, it's like I at least give a thumbs up, because it's like, yo, you put your time and energy into putting that together and putting yourself out there. And whether I agree with what you're saying or not, I respect that in itself, and I fucking thumbs up you, because, it's like, it doesn't matter whether I agree or not. And either way, I'm resonating and being brought to whatever it is I'm seeing for a reason. So it's like being grateful to spirit, being grateful for our technology, right? Our AI technology, being grateful for our spiritual technology, which now AI, right? Which I don't want to say AI. AI, just all AI, AI, think about this artificial intelligence. That word, those two words, represent also bullshit. If I'm believing someone else's bullshit that looks and appears very smart, logical, makes sense, and I'm because of a fear, I'm believing that, that's artificial intelligence. That's when we speak of the AI God and etc., which can look and appear and seem and is extremely intelligent. But do they have sense? Not as far as, right, that this is where we're as empaths and as spiritual, because again, those that have put, right, which we all use, say, right, technology, we all like to play video games, we all use our phones, we all are, right, you're watching me upon this, right, YouTube or, right, Facebook, YouTube platform. I don't think I'm on Facebook on this one right now. YouTube, right, Jakob's YouTube, which think of that too. It's like, right, they say like Google is Satan, Jakob's YouTube, right, all these little, like, again, the words, right, the word was with God, and God is the word. So this is really truly, again, judgment of self. We spiral into self because only we know what we've done throughout our lifetimes, our past. I got shake your booty, shake, 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 playing. Because it is like, it's something that's serious as far as we all have to do it. We all have to go through our shit. And, you know, and again, I'm going to, because I'm getting some messages from spirit, right? Like to revamp my, remember my roots as well. As far as, right? He's like, or he, she, Mother, Father, God, whatever you want to spirit, because it's all that energy is like, hey, it's time. And then when we listen with our heart and in our third eye, our mind, right, and let that enter in, right, this is the star language of the star seed children. Right. So cute. And motherfuckers have been fucking with the dream states, the field of dreams, right? Thoughts and feelings of the people, of the children of God. So however you are, whatever you are, right? If you had will to exist, live, and, right, could, such as what you call self-created, Adam, a self-made God. So in order to be man, a man, which you are if you're watching, right? We have two hands, two legs, and a head, right? Allah, arm, leg, arm, head, right? 5-pointed star of man. That's Allah, Adam, man. So then you're self-created. Your will to live and survive and fight, you're a fighter spirit, right? Brought you to where you are right here, right now. So kudos to you. Right? And that's what true ascension is, because we're going through our shit and we just keep fighting to survive through it. And it's going to be different for everyone. We can't eat someone else's food or take someone else's medicine or spot or recipe or whatever have you want to say it, have it be, right? Because you have to listen to the God within you so that you personally, right, per son, you're a person of God, and Adam, you name things on your own, right? All these things, like, right, are specific entities, but then you got to turn it on its head, kind of, and then like comprehend it. It's like, okay, so now that means what to me? I'm that in what way? So then this is the metaphysics that we break down, and it's a lot. Right? That's why we all look so fucking crazy, right? But we're not. It's just because it's a matter of, or I mean, again, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I could give a, right, what anybody else has to really say or point or label may, you know, is what it is. People do it every day, right? So I know when you're starting to do good, that's like what anybody that's will tell you that if they made it in anywhere in Hollywood, which isn't like the most like, you know, positive place either, which people will also let you know if you actually speak to them. It's a struggle. It's not like, oh yeah, you like my stuff, and then it's like, yeah, we're just gonna throw you onto like, yeah, no, there's a whole big shit thing to it, and they make you feel like shit. 1101. You got to go through a lot of, right, sacrificing your own, say, spirit, embarrassment of self in order to make it on their stage, to be in their cohort, in their quota. And most of that, again, is, right, family biz too, like most things are. So it's like, to get to know who you are, because we are all stars, right? Don't idolatrize what you think something is, or what you think, right? Something appears to be all glitzy, glamoury, and what have you. But if you speak to people that will really give you the real deal, holy field about what's going on there, you have to be in constant, right, ninja defense mode, because everybody's going to want your gifts. Everybody's going to want what you're, you know, look, Jet Li just backed out of the Matrix movie due to his integrity. So fucking kudos to you, Jet Li. Psh, fuck them. It's like, again, that's what we're all dealing with is, you know, other people that have been for a long time wanting to just watch and get all excited when they see something spark in somebody. And instead of 1033, nurturing and like just being respectful, like that's so cool. It's always got to be like a competition or some like ulterior motive thing, or now they have an intention. Now they're like, oh, well, what can I do to, you know, make money or suck energy off this person, place, or thing, right? I could ABC and 1, 2, 3 and D. Let me get a few more others to join me, right? So again, those are just, again, beings that haven't, well, first of all, that have been able to pay their way out of shit for a really long time. And, you know, the topic of abuse keeps coming up. So I want everybody to really take this seriously, because a lot of the time when something looks like it's like someone's appearing to do something because they care for you, they have an ulterior motive. It's a very long ancient saying: be very weary of those bearing gifts, those false ones bearing gifts, right? They're coming telling you, right, all, and then charging money and making it worth or not worth, or, right, 1333. So again, it's like, right, those that are trying to, right, open the box, get all excited, and then act like they didn't fucking eat a cookie out of the cookie jar, right? I mean, it's also interesting to me as far as, you know, and like blessings to that whole family and whoever else, and that's really sad and a shame that there's another sacrifice again, right? What's his name? The other rapper, sorry, because I'm so not good with, is it Papa Dolph? Dolph, I know, I'm not sure but in Memphis, and I watched a few things on him. I wasn't so familiar except for, right, what's that song? Oh, and I was like, oh, what a perfect song for right now too. Bear with me. Is it? Um. So anyhow, and Young Dolph. I'm so sorry. Young Dolph. It's because I was watching Papa Doc. Too many names, and really, I suck. I suck with names. Oh, I'll remember an animal's name, or like I'll meet people that have animals. I remember the animal's name. I don't remember the person's name. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so embarrassing. Oh, okay, hold on. Yeah. So, sacrifice, but he was shot in a cookie shop he likes to go to. Now, an ex of mine was also murdered, literally in North Carolina years back, and a lot of things came up when I saw this. So Spirit was really letting me know, and this has a lot to do with King Arthur. Trigger warning, and this is some real serious shit. Was about to get spit out my mouth. Spirit said, 3 caterpillars when others are on a mission to take out the Christ Son, which they've done 2 times. When they cut off the head the first time, it grew back with 3. Now, one of those 3 heads was murdered again. And there's many involved with this, right? Original sin. Huh? They still trying to cover it up, covering up the tracks. It's like a heroin addict. We gotta get rid of it. We're gonna figure it out. It's like, yo. And I'm sorry if you have been or were, because that's another extremely. And let me just say this too. If you're an addict or an alcoholic, and everybody is, but if you've been struggling with, alcohol and drugs, seriously, or any kind of prescription medications and whatever, and you want to get off, it's really important that you get your motherfucking self to an AA meeting. And I'm not kidding. Get your fucking ass to a fucking AA meeting. You can have $1 or not have $1. All you have to have is the desire to get better. So I think everyone is in that realm right now, especially since we have the V word going around, which again represents, right, the visitor, which is also just and now there's a lot of different degrees and variations that are going on, and a lot of different, right, star beings and agendas and what have you. So, and anything or any being or any one person, place, or thing that has an agenda is still very immature emotionally and mentally, and they need healing help. So that's it, period. There's no other, oh, da da da, and B, D, 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 D. No. Go to AA. Bye. Bye. AA. Bye. You got to do what everybody else did. Because whether you are a drinker or a drug addict and you actually, right, do these things physically, the behavior isms are rampant. And that's what's polluting all the waters. Everyone is living in, right, the 7 deadly sins, which is greed and alcoholism. It's like rampant, rabid, right? Like, they need the next fix. And what is that all caused by? Most of it, money, right? Because no matter what someone says, oh, this is good over here, or this is better, or oh, look at that shiny thing. No matter what, us as, right, animalistic human beings can sometimes not understand why something is pulling us towards something, and then we keep beating ourselves up. So you could have a sex addiction, you could have you have to take a look at, well, yourself. So what are you struggling with? What repeat patterns do you keep getting stuck in, and then like and frustrated, and then feeling overwhelmed, and right, etc. Because these are just codependent, they're codependent behaviors, because everyone has a spiritual disease. Alcoholism is just a spiritual disease. And people that are trying to use money, religion, power, the white picket fence, a car, material, right, fake ascension, fake right? Because it's like, I feel like every time I turn the TV on, it's like Beetlejuice. I feel like I'm watching Beetlejuice in like real life. It's like every fucking gimmick thing is so gimmicky. It's just like, and then, what? Or freaking 1-800, call me. If you're lonely, I'm here. Bitch, shut the fuck up. This ain't got nothing to do with jealousy. It's like, go home. It, the fact, okay? It's like there's things that are beautiful, sexy, attractive, and there's like great fantasy is an amazing, beautiful, wonderful thing. But when people get too entrapped within it, like in a virtual reality video game, and now their fantasy world has taken over, and there's a big difference between being a spiritual being and looking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and someone being in frickin' techno reptilian fucking, bio organic electroman mode and is like lawnmower man and etc. Which, listen, we need, and those things are also, that's the other half of what we are on the other side, like, right? But when mankind, people, beings get too excited and start, right? Because again, why are we having, right, Atlantis, Titanic, nuclear atomic bomb, all the wars we've had, all the weapons that we're still using, and love is one of them. People are using love as a weapon because they have immature capability, right, to take a look at what they're doing, the harm that's being caused. And while a lot of us are sitting in neutral space, just allowing ourselves to get pummeled, and then when we speak up or say something, then we get yelled at or told that we're coming from some kind of whatever place. It's like, motherfuckers, we've already kindly, very nicely, respectfully asked you to stop. We've asked you to please be more respectful. We said that hurts our feelings, or that's hurting like our energetic, you're hurting our private space. You're disturbing our peace of mind. Our energetic fields are being disrupted. Our dream states are being disrupted. Our sleep's being disrupted. Our families have all been separated and are all been, right, all disrupted as well, due to the nature of the greed that others are still enveloped in, and envy and jealousy and all the other things that come with that dominant tyrannical behavior that just wants something that's on the other side of the road, right? They want whatever that is over there instead of going in to do that work, and they're willing to pay, charge, and make everybody pay for it again and again and again and again. 1044. Holy Lord. So this is important too. Wow, you saw how that just shimmed through here? Wow, check that out, guys. That's so cool. Yo. Upgrade, upgrade. So when someone, there's 13 crystal skulls, right? Or is there 14? Because they speak of Osiris's head. Are they speaking of this thing down here, this big phallic? Or are they speaking of this one? Or are they speaking of this, the heart intelligence that comes from the heart chakra? Because the heart has to stay in the body once it's been once it's past its physical existence and then is mummified. So there was rituals that were done in past, and many things that were, again, things are in places, in sacred places. And it says do not disturb. I mean, it's just a natural It's like certain places are like, it's like, yeah, treasure hunt, go ahead. But you could feel in your heart if that's something you should or shouldn't be doing. So when beings are pushing, and they don't take no for an answer, because no just might mean not right now. But if you totally disrespect spirit, mother nature, the earth, and everything, every person, place around, just because you have to know, you're just going to do it anyway. Like the thumbnail is the rabbit, right? Rabbit, dig a hole. Where it ends up, no one knows. And we all go rabbit hopping, like, right? Alice. I'm all about rabbit diving into rabbit holes. Okay. Or like how I think that the title Stargates, right? Spinning through Stargates. So, but it's like, oh, like I live in a place where there's a whole shit ton of different, right, rooms. Each room has different beings living in it, staying in it, etc., right? So that just means what? I could just go into any room. I could just go in any parking lot and just go in anybody's car. Because that's what a lot of these beings are acting and saying and doing. But physically, you can't see them doing that. So how do we prove others are trespassing in our sacred space, in our waters, in our dream states, in our fields, in our territory, in our bodies, in our mind, in our chakras, throughout space and time, fucking with timelines? Because when others can go, then they can go back. Space and time are two different things. And if you're a time traveler, that's different than one that's an interdimensional and is like the micro and the macro, the dot and the circle, and then kind of like Zeus hovering over. And that's also not the heart chakra. That's more like the line that goes, hold on. It's like, because it's like the solar plexus down through the sacral chakra down. Sorry, that was so like, down to the root. Whatever. This is grown up TV. Okay, so, because again, everybody wants to fuck around. It doesn't even matter. I don't give a fuck. So whatever. Obviously, Spirit just had me do that shit for a reason. I'm like, okay. So yeah, going from the navel, right? It's like when you're connected to the mother and in utero, right? You're first of all, you start out as a little bean, and then those cells multiply, right? Look like a little kidney bean. And then you have a umbilical, right? The umbra, right? From umbra, the umbilical cord is attached to, right, the mother, in the womb of the mother, right? That's how the baby is fed, nourished. So this is the same on a grander scale. Okay. And so then after we're born physical form from our Eve mother, right? After being in utero in liquid, right? We're birthed out, pushed out. It's very traumatic for the baby and the mother. We get pushed out that very narrow canal, the Erie Canal, into the light, and into the air, where, it hurts us there. So then we're adopted by those two fathers, and that's time and space, right? And the mother of the living. And now we are also Adam, right? Whether male or female, you're born and as a man. Your spiritual being and your soul decided to enter into this realm, into physical form. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Right? Okay, you have to connect with your soul and your higher consciousness and your spiritual self, your spiritual body. That's you. It's part of you. don't keep trying to find something that's outside of you to point you in the right direction or cause, right? Cause fear, which is in return dis-ease, right? Anything unsettling and confusing is going to cause disruption within some system or another and cause balance, which is equivalent to sickness, dis-ease, right? So if you're mentally not at ease, if we're emotionally not at ease, most people are like, oh, what's wrong with you? They just want to know what's physically wrong all the time. Or I didn't physically hit you. I just watched, that's another thing. That motherfucking piece of fucking shit. Yo, how much steroids do you fucking motherfuckers shoot up? Fucking Jekyll and Hydes. Like, how dare any of you, I don't care if it was a man or a woman that you're hitting, hit anybody like that. How many more football players do we see? Like, it's like, and then this was perfect too. What's his name? I don't even remember because it doesn't matter because he's meaningless. I hope he, right? Whatever. I'm not going to say I hope anything. Just what a piece of fucking shit. You deserve pie in your face over and over and over, over and over and over. Every time you try to say sorry, pie, pie, pie. Make them have a pie eating contest. No hands. Just make them keep eating and eating and eating and eating and eating. They want to be so cool and like whatever. And then they take advantage of women, children. You want to walk around all flashy, thinking you classy. And then you come with fisticuffs, throwing fucking your so-called loved one across the fucking room into a television with a baby on the couch. That's so sweet. I can only hope that you receive the same treatment that you have dished out, motherfucker. You know what I mean? That's all. And I don't usually say stuff like that, but it's like, yeah, no, you deserve to be, yeah, like ragdoll, living in the movies, hot tramp, daddy's little cutie. Yeah, you deserve to dress up like Little Bo Peep and be thrown around like a rag doll, just like I just saw you throw around that like poor girl. And I don't give a fuck what she said or did. You don't fucking touch nobody like that. You should have been a bigger man and walked away if she was taunting you or bothering you or making you feel some kind of way. And then this perfect narcissist, total fucking, you're gonna call me destructive and whatever. So, you know, again, the whole like mirror thing is too, when these assholes do shit like that and all the shit that they start yelling at you is the stuff that they're yelling at themselves about. But unfortunately, we just get we're the right Jesus on the cross. So you just get to be the sacrifice. But they all walk around saying that they're the gods. I don't know. It's interesting to me. How many rings are you wearing on those fingers? How important are they to you? Wedding rings. Who you married to? That's a karmic fucking fuck shop. It's like, let me just attach my name to you so we can do the three-legged. Because when another one, if another one attaches their name to you, which I'm dealing with now on quite a few different levels, right? Right. So it's like, again, it's like I'm trying to build. I want my website up, but I'm aware I got sticky fingers. Remember Onyx? Got lots of sticky fingers and so it's like, yeah, but it's like, it's my baby. So it's like, you're not just gonna go to any OBGYN, right? And like have them put tools up you and check you when you're pregnant and help you, right, labor and birth your baby. Hopefully you do a little research and you find a doctor that's clean and good, that you are in vibration with, that respects you, that you have respect for, so that you can have somewhat of a experience that's somewhat calm, that you have some, right? You want to have communication and interaction with the being that you're trusting to get you through and help bring another life into this world, right? So again, when people just want instant gratification, and they just want to be cool, and they just want the clout, and they just want the gold and the cars and the wheels and this wheeling and stealing and dealing. You know, again, what did they say? Well, little pigs, little pigs. What did pigs say on the way home? All the way home. Wee. But they'll tell you they're vegetarians too. That ain't the meat that they eat. They indulge in other types of meat. Just because you don't see them eating it on a plate with a fork or a knife. What kind of, right? So don't get tricked and rocked to sleep by these, we're just going to use the word motherfuckers, by anybody that's trying to take advantage of you mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, sexually. Okay. That's like when you feel that little weird vibration, it's like, right? It's just that little, it doesn't mean fuck you asshole, get out, I hate you. You don't got to react like that. Okay. This is where we're gaining awareness of. So be grateful for the draconian, reptilian, etc., or grays or whatever have you that are starting to come into your fields of awareness. That could be like angelic, demonic trigger warnings. Could be angelic and demonic said presence, like fairy, troll, little goblins, right? There's like, you know, positive and negative in anything. Insectoid, insect type things. Whatever you start kind of tuning in with or having like come in familiarities that start coming in, you start seeing something on TV or like on the radio, something pops up, or you know, like a word or not, it's like kind of lingering around. That's just like little, again, spirit, fairy, speaking to you. And not everything is necessarily right, bad, negative. A lot of the times when human, right, we're looking at something, it's like, oh, that's bad. Well, wait. If something is negative and upset and coming in a manner that is disturbed and pissed the fuck off, it's probably because its RIP was interrupted. Its sacred grounds, its sacred space, and its consciousness and being are being fucked with. So it's pissed the fuck off. Do you like it like if a bee's flying around you? Or again, if like, right, it's like Goldilocks. If you come home and somebody's just in your house, in your chair, ate your shit, broke your shit, took your car, is sleeping in one of your beds, it's like, yo, what the fuck, right? I mean, it's like a certain extent, because I've done a lot of different, right, Goldilocks versions, and some of them are, right, is kind of nice ones, and some are like, yo, she straight up broke into their house, ate their shit, and was just like, right, like, well, I just didn't get I just didn't know where else to go. But where'd she come from? And there's a little story I have awareness of, right? So it's like when other beings have sold their family or traded, say, their family because they wanted to take somebody else's love, they wanted to take somebody else's place, they wanted to be somebody else, they decided to make a deal with the devil. And again, right, devil's in the details. So spirit isn't confusing. But spirit also isn't going to necessarily give you all these extra details. If you want all these details and you want all this specific information, again, you got to be careful what you're connecting with. Right? Time is fluid, spirit is fluid, but Father Time can also be like any of us in any manner have a positive and a negative, period, and go around a cycle, a dial. Right? So it's like, depending on what time or what day or what moment, right? Just like a person, just like a human, just like anybody, person, place, or thing, it depends what you're going to right, experience with that other person, place, or thing, entity. Right now, right, it's like we're in fall. It's getting more cold, so it's like I still feel like it's summer, but we're almost in December, right? It's 11/21, November, and so like all the leaves all falling off the trees and stuff, right? So our experience outside is a little different than summertime, right? Summertime, which is I love summer. But I love winter too. It's like I love fall, I love winter, I love spring, I love the mixture of all the things that we experience, right? And I can only go off the experiences I've had, and I would like to have more. I would like to explore more of our, right, earth plane and actually see more of all like the different like great things that we've built throughout time. It's like time to take a step back and really acknowledge ourselves for how far we've come and like, right, put the bat down, put the weapons down. There's again, I'm going to find it, the gunslinger's oath, all these oaths. The first gun is your mouth. Second is us pointing our finger. Well, first gun is our thoughts. Where it ain't, right? It's like Star Wars, the positive and negative, and they get mixed up with the feeling. So those get sent out and are unseen. So that's where a lot of this black magic come from, right? That's just beings that are like in their heads and thinking and doing all this stuff, pushing energy by saying and feeling certain things and trying to manipulate, right? Whatever. So it's like we can acknowledge that, and it's like, right, again, it's like you guys all watch Scream. It's like the tug of war. They're just constantly, it's constant tug of war, but the two that are playing tug of war are the ones that are supposed to be together in the first place, but they decided to sell their so-called gifts because they wanted to be somebody else or take something from somebody else. So now they're just stomping all over and all mad because now, as like if you again in Squid Game, which ended up being the girl was looking for a partner, and because there wasn't an even number of people, she couldn't find a partner. But then they ended up partnering up. The game that they played was marbles, and the people that like wanted to team up with each other, right? One of them had to die because it was like whoever wins the game wins, and the other one has to die. So they were all like, "Oh," right? So a lot of the time, sometimes, right, or they say, right, keep your enemies closer. Sometimes you need to kind of so-called team up with your so-called enemy so that you're able to see where they're coming from, because maybe they're not so much your enemy. They've just been hurt and they're just trying to defend where they came from and haven't been able to be heard either in the proper way. So again, like I said, go to AA. Because it doesn't matter. And I'm going to start doing I'm going to do a whole different thing on here, Spirit guided me to do, kind of called like the rainbow room or the dark room. I'll share this with you. I this yesterday. I don't know if it's going to make any sense. I haven't read it to anybody, and I haven't reread it to myself either, but seeing rainbows in the dark. The most loved and accepted I have ever felt is in a room full of people I didn't know and never met. No facade, just me, there with just them. Able to be, able to breathe. All are welcome. Just come as you are. Breathe in the silence. Birth a spark in the dark. Rainbow room full of stars. So, when we feel like we have a place to just be and we're not being judged and we're just free to come as we are and kind of just either just listen, or if you feel like you have to get something off your chest, you can absolutely do that too. At least, right? Like there's a safe place. And we'll start doing that. We're going to start doing that more here, like on that kind of a level where you know, and maybe we'll do, because that's a lot of time I don't show my face and stuff. It's not because like I give a fuck. It's because like I don't, right? It's like, you understand? It's because it doesn't matter. I want everyone to feel comfortable. I don't care where you came from before. I don't care who you think you are, who you think you were, where you think you're going. Those are irrelevant things, because most of the time, the things that we think and the feelings we're having, those are the lies that we get wrapped up in. We keep getting stuck in by telling ourselves and repeating the same things, right? Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. How many pickled peppers did Peter Piper pick? You know, so yeah, being able to not have to keep running around with that barrel trying to pick other people's, peppers, pickled peppers, and say that they're yours or somebody else's or what the fuck ever, like just all that, right? Again, it's like, it's just a matter of like, because once you start to come clean with self, and again, breathe and know, like, also good thing is it's like, right, it's anonymous, as far as, look at this is anonymous. Like, I mean, I'm here showing my shit, but I don't give a fuck. It's like I've already gone through all that stuff. So that's why anybody that tries to pull stuff out of like my fucking closet of skeletons, if I've naturally forgotten it, it's like, oh, I appreciate, first of all, I appreciate constructive criticism. Okay. I don't need to be perfect, but if I'm disrupting another system or causing imbalance or what have you, it's like, yo, please let me know so I have a little awareness and can work on that. It's like, that's kind of the goal, not like hide it from me and then start making up stories about me and then start doing things behind my back. And then I'm like, yo, what's up with that? And then now yakety yak, don't talk back. All of a sudden, whatever, all these other things. It's like, wait, huh? Like, wait, see, I know those games, and for a long, like, those psychological warfare games and shit does not work on me. It's like, I'll let you think it is, because again, I'm not here to fight you. I'm here to help others grow. And like a lot of the time it's like, it's kind of comical actually. It's like, okay, like, well, okay, this motherfucker. It's like a dog biting on your, you know, you got a chew toy and you're playing like, and the dog's like pulling. So it's like, okay, so we're just playing with the little dog that wants to pull on the chew toy. It's like, okay, obviously that's the game that you want to play. So I'll just pull on the chew toy with you. And like when you're done, like, right? Hold on, I have a knock at my door.
Hi. Hi, beautiful. ¿Tienes nada today?
No, I'm gonna telephone, so it's okay.
Oh, okay.
Muchas gracias.
Yeah.
How are you? ¿Cómo estás? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Buenos días, mamá. So sweet. I love sweet, 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 sweet peoples. So yeah, so back to also the crystal skull. So there's things that have been taken throughout time, and that's most of the reasons we've had any kind of warfare. It's just because somebody's greedy and wanted to dig up land somewhere that didn't belong to them. So then they said somebody else did something. It's like blood in, blood out, or any other movie show or any other thing that you've ever seen, right? It's just like someone trying to make something what it isn't because they want what's in somebody else's pocket, wallet, house, pants, whatever, right? Face. I mean, they don't stop. But again, that comes from what? Someone not loving themselves. Okay, and loving yourself doesn't mean you have a fucking ego the size of whatever. It means that you've gone through your shit and that you've learned after all this time of being passive aggressive and letting yourself get walked all over and thinking it's 11:11 that you're crazy, and then finally picking yourself up and taking care of those things inside of you that have been hurt, which is our inner child wounds. Okay, and past life things that we've carried with us throughout time and space, okay, and incarnations. So this is the incarnation and the time where we are going through that shit full fucking force. We're not missing a fucking drop, hair, piece, hole, corner, reflection, shadow, right? No. We're going through every fucking little place, fine tooth combing, going through every over, under, in, out, around, upside down, don't matter which way, out of town. Yeah, no. Right. And that's the only way. That's why a lot of it's like many will attempt, but very few will make it through. I don't know how they forget how they say that, right? But again, it's like with anything though. If you try out for anything, it's only a certain amount of, right? It's like if you're gonna try out for a team, if you're gonna try out to be, for a job, there's only a allotted amount of space for, right? So of course our feelings are going to get hurt if we don't make it or don't get picked or didn't get to be part of something. How we deal with that is how we see what the fuck we're made of. Right? To be given something and like, okay, yeah, of course, then we feel great. And it's like, yeah. Okay, but how do we deal with a negative? How do we deal with being rejected? How do we deal with when someone tells us no? Well, how do we deal with when someone says they don't like something that we either do, represent, are made of, are presenting and right, etc., vibrating in, again, it's like for a long time, I've just always been told to shut up. And that makes you feel horrible. It's like every time you want to talk, you're just told to shut up. Or wherever you are, you're told you're a better fucking door than a window. Or because, right? So when you're talked to like that, spoken to that way, and again, this isn't about no victim shit. Again, this is just about pure awareness as far as it's like, when somebody loves you, they don't do and talk to you like that. And that doesn't mean that, they don't love you and they're the biggest piece of shit and they're trying to hurt you. It just means they don't love themselves. And the only way that they know how to communicate is by screaming or making you feel bad about you, because then in some twisted way, that makes them feel a little bit better about them. So once you start to recognize that, they have, or again, and there's a big difference between selling out your family or selling your family or trading your family for something, because I would never in a fucking million years in any sense ever do such a thing. Ever. Forget it. I don't give a fuck. Okay? And my family's not perfect. I just have the awareness that they're more toxic than I am, and they need help, and they haven't gone through those things that I've gone through yet. However, they hold up the fort in, right, many other ways where I can't and I'm not. So isn't that kind of a balancing system? We can't all be doing the same thing. So I'm grateful for what they hold up and for what they do and for what they're responsible for as individuals, as beings, as persons in this world and on this, right, journey, mission, earth school, soul mission, soul traveling, right, gaining the wisdom, right, growing the wisdom from the knowledge we've been experiencing throughout, right, having the experience of our life, we've been having the experiences of our lives, right? Now it's just kind of putting it into perspective and being grateful for all those that are part of it. You know, when we're bitter and upset, like, well, they did. I mean, again, if you notice, I mean, I'll be very, and I don't know if they probably wouldn't like certain things I speak about, but again, I can't not speak the truth, and I'm not going to not talk about my life as far as, you know, what I've gone through is, right, strength through experience, through falling on my face and making mistakes, or not understanding things and not understanding why, and still always, right, going through just trying to get you know, some kind of foundation and balance and like and root system. But unfortunately, I've never really had another being that's like really rooted and able to, right? You know, it's like, right, it just, we, that's why, again, like a lot of us twin flames, we've been put in a situation of such natures, right? Because, well, this is why, because this has been going on way too long. So it's not for us to feel bad about ourselves. It's like, no, we've been given a very big mission as star seeds and, you know, whether Israelites, children of God, you know, the lost tribes, whatever have you. And that doesn't make us better or worse or whatever than anybody else. It just means, right, it's like, again, different jobs for different beings. And this just happens to be our job. So we don't need to argue with anybody else about it and like, oh, that's true or that's not something or what it is. It's like, okay, cool. And again, the fact that others are doing stuff like that is because they're trying, it's like the Trojan horse. They're trying to hack into the system or the program of another being or another, it's another frequency. It's like, if that doesn't match your frequency, hun, please stop trying to stick your key in or, you know, play with the band when you're not playing the right instrument and the right song. You're not in the right place. You're not, we don't like you. You're not as good as, it's just you ain't in the right room right now. It's like, maybe this is obvious, you know, maybe you'll be coming back here, right, eventually, but you got to get a few more things together before you can understand what's going on here. Right? It's like you can't learn trigonometry if you don't have a basic awareness of math basics, right? Subtraction, addition, multiplication, and division, and then also have some kind of, right, algebra and geometry and whatever the hell else you need, right? It's like, and for me, and for many of us, that doesn't mean that you have to go to school and learn those things, because half the time someone trying to teach you something is going to fuck your learning process up. It's like, yo, can you back the fuck out of our fucking face and our head with the way that you want us to do numbers? Like, they even want to force you to write, you got to read left to right and you have to add their way and do math this way. We're going to go by the core, whatever. It's like, wait, hold on a minute. Table changers. Again, like I said the other day, it's like, who's the one that says, like, okay, now we're going to blow up the price of everything after we put this ridiculous information out so people can't focus on what they need to focus on. We're going to make them think it's this other thing over here. But don't forget, those are, right, two wings of the same bird. And they got three bitches sharing one eye in the middle. Oh, I say what? Like Noah, like what? Really, a bird, and then that bird came back, and then finally it took off, right? But and then there's the fates, the nereids, right? There's what's the other? The Morai. Is that the fates also? Hold on. Na 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 na. Shall we? Shall we have some fun with some cards? Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you haven't done so, tribe, so we can grow some more as well. Yo, I've been up all night. I took a little nappy nap yesterday during the day, which was odd, and I woke up at like, I don't know, 1 in the morning. I've been up ever since. And what time is it now? 11:21. Somebody giggling outside. I thought they were crying. 10011. So yeah. And then the night before too, what you got? This is full moon Taurus and lunar eclipse. How we got sun in Scorpio. So lots of clip and shit. Regret. I know that I cannot change the past. That's what we're kind of just talking about, right? So like, yeah. Beings want to keep going back. It's like, no, wait, that wasn't a mistake. You made a decision. There are no accidents. So when you make a decision to continuously keep doing the same thing over and over again, that's called the definition of insanity. Period. And don't forget, most of the smartest people, very, very smart people, are the fucking most dangerous because they have very, very high intelligence, but they're not emotional and they don't have empathy. So they're not going to really have feeling about what it's like, whatever. It's 11:22, whatever. So they may not necessarily even regret. It may just, you know, but they'll say they'll say they're sorry. I'll never do it again. Let me just da-da-da. Oh, you know I care about you. Right. So again, when it's like, great, come have a bite of the apple. They're just the wicked witch from Snow White trying to feed you an apple from the Garden of Eden. That's Eve dressed up like a fucking whatever, right? You understand? You understand where I'm going with this? Don't fall for that shit. And if you do, it's like once you recognize it, it's like, oh, spirit got it, right? It's like, yo, then just what should you do? Not oh shit, now I'm fucked completely. Yeah, don't get stuck in fear. See, don't. Yeah, just ask spirit and, you know, Mother, Father, God to make it clear. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You know, recognize. Once you recognize, it's like, though, then you have all the help in the world. You have all the help that you need. You're gonna have everything you need. You're gonna start to recognize the presence around you, like I was starting to talk about before. But don't get too wrapped up in, oh, this is this archangel and this is this one and this is Diti. If you start getting names too much and definitely don't start calling specific names and summoning things like, oh, have an idea, I'm gonna da 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 and see what this that's not very wise. Again, that's like me just going to any door and like knocking, like, hey, you know, can I watch a movie with you and can you tell me about your life? Like, how fucking rude, humans. Really. And then the excuse is, oh, it doesn't matter. That's not true. Oh, I don't believe in that. Oh, whatever. Okay, well, go to church. Go pay 10% more of your fucking money that you're paying to keep the war machine going with your taxes, so you can walk around with pinkies up buttercups while driving your fancy cars and adorning your fancy shit. And right, did you get yours? Okay. They want to be Kardashians. They want to be famous. They want to be accepted. They just have to be right. They heard it. Their doctor, their news, they heard it. They know. They already know. Okay. Oh. Have an attitude of gratitude. And I very much do. Y'all know I'm just playing with you. I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. Motherfucking right. Hell fucking yeah. Like I said, even the negative Nelly ones, because again, those just, let me close this a little bit. It's all like up in my face. Yeah. Those just teach us more of, again, when we have to pull down, again, like what I said the other day, Morgan Freeman, what movie was that? Oh, Evan Almighty. And one of the dudes in the movie, I don't know if it was Evan in the movie or not, but he was like, how come God's punishing me or whatever? And he's like, well, think about this. And he's like, if someone prays to God and asks for courage, is he going to just be like, oh, dunk? And then you're going to be like, roar. No, he's going to put you in situations, right, where you're going to have to build up courage, right? Courage. Like the lion. Oh, my nose is itching. Right? Get those off. Knock them off. Right? So he's going to put you in positions where you're going to have to be tested and gain courage. So you know how strong that you are. So you're not so afraid and operating in fear. Right? So that's why it's like, right, we have to be careful what we ask for, because what we ask for, we are going to receive. It just may not appear how we think it's going to be, and we're not going to think it's what we need. We're going to think it's like, what is this? And why would God do that? Right? It's like, what the fuck? No, what? Judgment. But yeah. That's absolutely how God operates. Doesn't that make sense? I mean, if you logically think about that, right? It's like, it's nice for us to get a gift of something we asked for, like, oh, I just would love like a new car, a new house, and that's Santa, which is who works for the big man, right? The big guy upstairs, right? Santa / Satan is a watcher. There's many from other realms that are way more powerful than that little motherfucker around here. You know what I'm saying? That's just a fishing lure. At time, it's like, so there's not you're more stronger. You're more strong. You're more strong than the manipulation of that motherfucker, which that motherfucker is only going to be manipulative if that's how you're being. However, that's not always true either. Hold on, because no. Because he'll also smile in your face, because that's Asmodeus too, and want to take your place. So it's like, again, be very wary of those bearing gifts. And he always wants something in return to pay for it. That's why he has so many elves. You understand? But that doesn't mean that also that he's not like worthy of having love and being part of and etc. You just have to be very wary and aware of playing with fire, and one that likes to suck on oxygen and play with flames, if you know what I'm saying. And then they'll invite you in and be like, hey, can you help me with some? So, wow, you know what I mean? Yeah. Judgment again. Self-esteem. And that comes from, again, right? Same was the most beautiful angel. So jealousy and ego took over Satan. Now, Satan also has a twin, just like every other being, as far as a polar opposite you may not have awareness of, right? Anything that we are on one side, you have to have that on the opposite side. You can't be like, no, I'm not, no. Oh, okay, you're Buddha, you're Buddha. Okay, Buddha. And now Buddha, again, I told you the story about Buddha before, murdered his whole family. And then a lot of time Buddhists don't want to feel the wind, so they sit above the clouds. They right, the eye cloud. Again, more more Satan, more Santa for you. Just from the other side, from the eastern side, right? So again, no words I'm using. Don't take like, kindly take what resonates and leave the rest, because I'm very playful with these stories and again everything that's right in the nest. Yeah. So again, metaphysical mama. I'm just kind of, bird's eye view, and I just let whatever's floating around. Like you could see all the little dust particles floating around behind me before, right? Like I on my I'm gonna do it now. Right? So we just kind of allow things to float around. So quantum and quantum mechanics and right, astrophysics, everything is floating and in motion. So it's not like, oh, here it is, and that's what it, and hold it there, hold it now, hit it. Yeah, that's human. Let me stick it in there and call it a name and then poke it apart and right. Again, devil in the details. So that's part of what we are, but while we're floating with spirit, this is going fluidly through time and space, and we're not allowing political correctness or any other word or vibration to take its place. You understand? Because whatever we think or feel something is, there's a lot more interpretations and meanings to it. So if we only take that at face value or what somebody else said or whatever, spirit's gonna get real fucking pissed off. That's not what I'm here for, and that's not what this channel is here for. So if you want to argue about being right or wrong, or something I say that's like whatever and so offensive, and you want to come up with some discrepancies, just do yourself a favor, find another channel. Because we're not here to like have trolling, and again, it's like if you aren't willing to do this work and 1133 acknowledge right the words and the energies that are triggering, you just want to fight and be right, you're in the wrong place. You're gonna probably stay back. I'm gonna be real honest with you. It's like in school, like you didn't pass, so you're not ready for this class, which is fine, because it's not a punishment then. It's like, listen, if you don't have the right tools, this isn't something you can fake and jump into an okay, you can't accelerate, you can ascend without doing the work that needs to be done internally. And this is building Solomon's castle. Solomon's castle, temple, cannot be built with hands, with tools. Okay, so this is very deep comprehension of, and it's not, oh, because what I'm saying is right and the way I comprehending it is how I'm making great. No, I'm just a channel, just like, and right. So again, if this isn't the one for you, that's totally cool. I have no, it's like, I totally comprehend and understand that, so I'm not offended. That shit doesn't matter to me. You understand? I don't care. Not that, I mean, it's like, I would love you to be ready and here, but if you're not, I want you to be where you need to be so you can get what you need, so that then you are ready to have, right, this lesson, and it'll make more sense. Right. So it's not like, oh, get out because you're stupid and I don't want you here because like, blah. No, again, like I said, everyone welcome. But if something is like way too, it's like, or you're getting offended because I'm speaking about like different religions or say nations or philosophies and theologies and whatever, science and etc., that like, because I'm a government, I don't give a fuck. Okay, I'm not here to be right or fight. It's everything comes out on the table here. sex trafficking, black magic, prostitution rings, human trafficking, organ trafficking. I don't give a fuck. If something come up, I don't care about, but I'm also at the same time very respectful. And so it's like, you know, but if beings, motherfuckers don't want it, right? Then it's like, well, we're gonna like you're gonna get aired out, right? Virus of the air. I don't care. I'm not gonna hide something for you. And if you try to threaten me and come after me in some kind of way, well, spirit got a surprise for you too, motherfucker. Right? So sorry about all that. Right? But yeah. It's like, it's like if you're trying to do a job, right? And you just have somebody to keep bothering you, and then you're about to, and then that's like it's like every time you're on a roll, it's like you keep getting pulled out of your rhythm, out of your, it's like, yo. Especially if you've already acknowledged and attended to that being, but they just keep coming. They just keep fucking hovering and right. And this also, again, doesn't necessarily have to be physically, as you see, a lot of us, I'm sure I'm not the only channel that you visit of this kind of nature of topics. I'm sure you like, right, look up other tarot or whatever. And all those things I just said was not for you viewers. Obviously, it's like when different energies get brought in, yo, spirit's speaking directly to them. So again, bypass whatever doesn't resonate toward you. Just let it, right? All right, up and over. Don't even let it go anywhere through you, right? That's why a lot of time I say trigger warning. But again, it's like if you start to feel something that's like, and then take a look at it, it's like, oh, do I need to take a look at that? Because it might be right, giving you a little for a reason. It's like doesn't mean like don't take things so directly by specific dialect. Okay, a lot of the time spirit speaking energetically through like look again, there's like fucking million trillion things that are right, even though there may not be a lot of physical viewers, right? Those with ears to see and eyes to hear, again, this just mimics natural spirit, so we're clear. So before this hits the airwaves, again, like the ones that are tuned in don't need to see me on YouTube, right? They don't need to find Metaphysical Mama and tune in. They're already tuned in. We're already all tuned in together. We're already coming as one big fish, like one big body of water. So there's not, right? And if we're not there, it'll travel through, right? The grapevine. It'll travel through and get to who it needs to get to. That's how it works. So that's why when beings don't have awareness of how, right, say quantum physics, quantum mechanics, how we operate, metaphysics, trying to like constantly charge others and take all this stuff outside and make it look and appear, that's gimmicky, it's false profiting, it's idolatry, it's a whole bunch of other stuff, which whatever. It's like we all like to, first of all, and that's not like, all of us like to feel good. This is another thing, because of why we're up here, it's like, oh, you're trying to shut up. You're an idiot. It's like when we say how we're spiritual and then they're like, well, you still use money. Well, you still have to whatever. Well, we still do need to eat, have clothing and shelter and like heat and cold. We're in a human body, as we're saying, Adam. So we're not just spirit now, are we? Because we're all walking around as spiritual beings having a human experience in a human light body vessel. And then there's some beings that again are like their consciousness that is uploaded into a bioelectric organic system. It's a bioelectric organism with someone else's consciousness uploaded into it. They pay to have other people's experiences, thoughts, dreams. Want to buy someone's dream, want to buy someone's fantasy, want to buy someone's spiritual history. You want to see what it's like to be somebody else. So that's the kind of stuff that they sell on, right? Like, I guess black market or whatever the fuck you want to call it. What's black market anyway? Again, they try to use the word right, and then it's like, yeah. So again, all the all the weapons that get sold to, you know, the forces also are all sold on black market as well. So again, you know, I never can tell. They say that what? Again, the right to bear arms. We sure do. We were born with these motherfuckers. And yeah, we're absolutely always able to bear arms, right? Funny people, right? Lighters that don't work. But your teacher preaches class like you're some kind of jerk. I don't think you guys are jerks. We're just having a little fun like they do. We'll just call this Sarcastic Sarah Sunday. Slash Spiritual Stargate. Spiritual Stargate. Spiritual Stargate. Spiritual spinning through. I don't even fucking see. When I try to come up with shit, it don't work. I just have to let it flow. Let it flow. Let yourself flow. Let yourself go. See, I told you I've been up for way over now, almost 12 hours straight again. So I'm on the dozing point. Okay. Shamans smoke. People want to raise taxes. They want to blame something for harming them and causing them disease. Because why? Because they heard it was something magical and spiritual. So they decided to use it because they were envious. And then they started to get sick. So then they blame the person, place, or thing that they got the idea from, that they tried to copy from, and that they used something in an inappropriate manner. Again, it's like, you know, take what resonates and leave the rest. So that has to do with, right, everything. Thoughts, feelings, a person, a place that you should or shouldn't make and put out into the, as right, clay or whatever else you want to say. Because when we mold something our own type of way, right? That's right, the molding of the clay. Let us make this in our image. Let me make this how I want to make it in my image, right? That's what it says in the Bible, right? What is that in Genesis? What? I have the Bible right in front of me here. I hope you're not offended that I have tarot cards on top of my Bible. Does that offend you? Is that blasphemy? Is that just like... Here, we'll clear it for you. We'll make you feel better. We'll put the love. We'll put love in it. Hi. Yeah. Again, the Bible was written and copyrighted after many other scriptures that have been around way longer. Right? And not that this isn't, again, I love this book too. It's just, you know what's funny? What was I just talking about the Furies? I got Jeremiah open, 1066, the Cup of Fury. I didn't even know. I just opened it before. I didn't even know what I opened it to yet. Actually, I lie because I did. I knew I opened to Jeremiah before, but I opened to, what was I reading before? Hold up. See, that's what I had. Because like I said, Spirit's talking through us now, right? So when the patriarch or fake matriarch bitches, because they just want to be like, right, Cinderella's stepmother and stepsister, or like Hansel and Gretel, the stepmother, or whatever, right? Again, from Tangled, or again, pretty much any Sleeping Beauty story you've seen from the past. I mean, hello, do you not feel like you're kind of living that a little bit now, in some kind of manner? And there's a mother in most of those stories that likes to keep like their children sick, right? So whether like Hunchback of Notre Dame or again that guy like totally neglected him like that, right? Made him feel horrible. It's like, yo, I love underdogs, and let me tell you something first. Motherfuckers that pick on other beings that I think are so called like, yeah, those are the first ones I protect. I'm not gonna be like, yeah, I want to hang out with that fucking, yeah, dude that's like, again, I will just for, again, reasons of nature. Meaning, piggies, not that that's what I'm attracted to. Meaning, sometimes we need to keep again our opposites or the ones we're unsure about a little closer so we can keep a little bit more of a eyeball and awareness on what it is the fuck that they're doing. So, but it's like, but whatever, we hope that's not what you're doing. We just have awareness that that feeling ain't all pure. Now, you don't want to be called a motherfucking whore. Because that's all that means. You're treat them like a prostitute. You went against your own grain. You sinned against yourself. You're going against your own integrity. It's like you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be right. You don't have to have like not made mistakes and done like, it's like no, everybody was brought here and meant to go through shit. So now we're going through it, dealing with it. I mean, it's really so silly. Everybody's like, take a shot, can't deal with it, whatever. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Did you guys all see, like, get the news flash flood when this first came out? That it's, right, like the flu? Did everybody read a Lysol can when this first came out that said kills coronavirus? That shit's been around for a long time as far as, like, a virus goes. And a virus, again, let me just say something. The collective consciousness is way different than the hive mind. Look, hive is HIV plus E. What does that tell you right there? Like, hello, McFly. He said, she said. Her story and his story. Gossiping and naysay. Devil's in the details. What did they write down today? The element, the Elohim, rushing all around everything. And like Dune. Heaven and earth. Husband and wife. Except they sold their souls, not once, but... And you can't sell your soul. You still have to, it's like playing Candyland or Chutes and Ladders. It's like, or whatever. It's like you still, if you still gotta go, if you roll, if that's the space you gotta go back down the ladder to the square that you took your clothes off and decided to take somebody else's game piece and play that piece and say that was you. We do not accept deceit. We oppose deceit. It's like, you better get the fuck out of here. and go get back to that spot in which you left in the first place, because your shoes are still there waiting for you. Dorothy! So again, I guess trigger warning, because yeah, Spirit ain't fucking around. Can you dig it? Fuck, that's so good. 24. Even the score. Okay, also, right? Duality. So good. I love you, Eve. Listen, Eve is just emotion. Does everybody get caught up in them? Don't get it all twisted with me, Lily, that I don't like another Jinn. It's not a matter of like. Totally love. Even complete forgiveness. It's just, we don't take that shit. Again, we do not. We oppose deceit. Right? Once one chooses to deceive, what a tangled web we weave. So when we dis Eve, I ain't dissing Eve. I'm dissing the emotional body that can take over anybody. Don't get shit twisted with me. Because that's the nature of duality. Right? Look, different timing. Death. Honoring your energy. Are you able to see? Sorry, the light is so bright in back of me. And psychic development. Swan. And integration. So, like I've been saying this whole video, Spirit, like this ain't no fucking playtime. But it is. It's complete playtime. But it ain't like playtime as far as like, oh, let's just see if we can like make this over here or go that way. I'm like, whatever. Yeah, no, that shit is like now, like when the tree slapped Dorothy's hand. That's what Spirit's gonna do now. If we try to reach into another's cookie jar, into another's garden, go into another space. Where's the Garden of Eden? That's the interdimensional garden. Floating islands. Interplanetary. The universe is inside of you. Don't get fucked up with the universe inside of you and then the cosmic array and all the other different galaxies. Okay, there's a right? You got to find, because that's where they also confuse. Okay, they use the illusion of, and they use the lower chakras. So they're using, again, the solar plexus, the sacral chakra, and the root chakra. And they stay in the lower vibration. And in order to rise up, what do they need to do? They need to fuck. It's like a battery. So they get depleted, and then in order to, they get thrown meat like a gladiator. Why did gladiators used to eat raw testicles and stuff? Well, besides the fact that, right, it's like, again, the owners of the football teams now and what have you, the oil kingpins that also own the teams of the gladiator beings. Same shit, different day, different decade, same shit. And what do they get? A ring. And where do they play? In a stadium ring, a huge ring. It's like where all that energy gets brought down into. Right? Today's Sunday, football day. Ah! I think of all the names. And every single football stadium has a sacrificial body buried in it. Every single one. A very, very important, loving being that has done the studying on that a while back when he got messages from Spirit. Check that out. So everybody's been doing their work. Yo, let me just say kudos to everybody that's been doing their fucking work. Because this ain't no easy shit. There's a lot of shit we have to deal with. There's a lot of things get thrown our way. There's a lot of fucking motherfucking super scary. Let me just explain again. Negative, positive, black and white. Those are not colors. And negative and positive doesn't mean bad and good, and better and worse. It just means not clear or appear, right? One is kind of hidden in the shadows, and the other is super bright white, like the sun, and then the black sun. Which one is which? And then there's one in the middle, the circular bitch. I'm... That's how they're making me play. Don't get upset with me. 0 point frequency, which that 0 point is anti-gravity. Okay, that's where you want to find anti-gravity, because the weight of the gravity of going up and down and up and down, two atoms being bounced back and down, up and around in the waves, right? The weight of gravity. So gravity can also become very heavy when one is holding on to a lot of sin, right? The weight of the gravity of the situation, right? So again, emotion can take over our being and put us in a mental cage, okay? These are references and meanings for all of these things. And I love you. You know who I'm talking to. Yeah. And she watches this. She's gonna think because we already know who we are. And we have to use each other a lot of the time in the manner of, right, showing the opposite side, or taking a break from one another when we're aware, right, that energy it's not nice right now. It's just messy. So it doesn't mean that there's any less love there, because there's complete fucking love. If there was less love, then we wouldn't care, and we would intrude and harm upon one another's, right, space upon those times when it's like, if you're pregnant and I'm pregnant, and like we totally want to like share experiences, but we're going through different experiences. So it's like we have to take care of what we're taking care of right now within that realm of the pregnancies that we're dealing with and birthing. And then when we can connect, we do, right? And those may not be the same. We're not going to have the same experiences. So we have to connect on a level that we're willing to listen to each other's experience, right? And then relate to certain things, and then see what we come up with, digest the information, right? Psychic development, honoring our own energy, which we can all feel like, say, right, envious of another's energy in the manner of, or like, I don't really like those words so much. Like today, I played around with, again, I do a lot of playing around and throw things out and throw words out to see a person's reaction. And when they try to throw something back at me, like, or give me some kind of, right, like a response as like, you know, they think that they got, I don't even know what that, it's like, it's funny when someone thinks that they think something about you, and it's like, I'm aware that that's what you think, which is the reason that I say certain things that I say, because I'm already aware, because I'm an empath and a telepath, so I already can feel the feelings you're feeling and those thoughts. So it's like you're already thinking and feeling them, so I'm just throwing them out. But then you take it and make it like coming from an angle that I'm like upset about something, and it's like, you know, again, here's the chew toy. We're just playing with you. Everybody want to be a cowboy. But meanwhile, they're out like paying for spells to be done on us, black magic. They're going to see like witch doctors and voodoo whatevers. They're having our natal charts read, trying to like impose and impersonate us and take our spiritual gifts and our life expectancy and our whatever they're trying. It's like, don't you guys ever get tired? You know why they don't though? Because like I said, one has to like keep pounding some kind of something in order to replicate energy. That's why'd they take a rib off of the old block? Right. Who took what did I hear last night? Because I heard it a little bit of a different way. It was like, great, God took a rib off of the Lord and made Eve. Wasn't off Adam's rib. Said God took a rib off of the Lord and made Eve. So that to me means, I think it goes again into like Yakub and what have you, took something out of another person that they don't want it, right? And then made another instead of going through what they had to go through and deal with their emotional values. They decided to try to deduct something from their genetic code. Okay, since 1 a.m, I've been shuffling these on and off. This card's come out like 10 times. See the 2 at the bottom? Is that Thoth? No, it's not the one with Thoth at the bottom. It's just a lot of, and there's 2, but it's like, so someone doing witchcraft, the other holding his hand and his head in his hands. But we got Princess of Wands is what flew out. But yeah, bottom of the deck, this is what the whole collective is dealing with. So let's read 5 of Pentacles and see what it got to say. We're at 1 hour and 42 minutes in already. And then behind, oh shit. Behind this, talk about the DNA. Sorry about the lighting. Okay. So as I was just saying, right? Either messing with DNA or, again, this is like magic. Queen of Pentacles, like fucking with the DNA. She got feet, but then she got like rooted tree roots. Pumpkin over there. Stairs going is like Garden of Eden. Again, it's like so the mimicking though, yeah, the mimicking it is gonna stop. It's not it's like, again, everybody's had choices to make during duality. So when beings are like, oh, it was a mistake, I've made mistakes. Well, that's cool. Whatever. We don't want to hear like, oh, you're sorry. We just want you to go get help, so that you don't keep making the same mistakes and hurting yourself and hurting us in the process. I mean, is that okay? I know that shit sucks because I've been there. I've been there a lot of times, having to like get myself out of, a place where I love to be, but right now it wasn't healthy. So I had to remove myself from many people, places, and things throughout space and time, and like start over again, or without nothing, do without my family, do without people, places, and things. And it takes a lot. And then it's very hard to trust anyone when anybody that's ever said they loved you has lots of conditions that come with that and doesn't necessarily make you feel so great inside. So if you're not feeling good, then that's dis-ease, and you don't deserve to feel that way any time of night or day. It's not okay. You know, it doesn't mean we're going to always feel good. We're not going to always feel good. But nobody has permission to treat you like shit or make you feel like you're responsible for their shit. Or again, you know, a lot of beings use money, especially men, in order to control us and make things appear some type of way, which again is a lot of the reason a lot of us have done without a job, our families, or so-called money, because other beings supposedly wanted to buy us, right? Or take the place of, right, our spiritual destiny husband that we were supposed to be with. So they wanted to just, you know, prance up into the space of. So we're just sitting here like, yeah, we're aware that this isn't what's up, but we're just, it's like, what's that? What is it? The frog print? No, Thumbelina. Like Thumbelina. Or again, like frickin' Jabba the Hutt. Or any other, again, movie in that manner, show, story. You know, so, and then don't forget too, there's an old ancient story too. I think it's like a father and a son, and the father and the husband, you know, again, it was like it was the woman's money. It's always a woman's money. That's why they have to, right? Always a woman's money. Why do men want to try to, right? Why is women sexual? Why has sex, not just women? So I'm sorry, but right, I apologize. Not just women, but sex. Why is sex sell so much? Like, because again, the gladiators and etc., Spartacus, the football players, they've been all being used and abused by a lot of mighty kingpin men, forcing them to do things or making it appear as if they're some kind of bad guys. Like when I was talking about a football player before, and I didn't mention his name specifically, it doesn't really fucking matter. There's also a lot of them guys, again, that have been pinned up to look and appear as, again, right, Aaron and Moses. We'll get into that. I'm going to actually probably stop this video shortly, and then I'm going to come back on and we're going to do some metaphysics about the Bible and get into some biblical terms and words and etc. And look up the metaphysical meanings just so we can have a little bit of a deeper understanding, overstanding, comprehension, integration to allow, right, like a caterpillar, these things to, right, we're going to chew on these things and allow more imaginative, okay, because allowing Holy Spirit and the divine in is the creative aspect. So we have the story, we have the certain numbers in the words, and now we have to allow, right, Holy Spirit to come in and bring more abundance to the flow of the narrative so we can see a little more in between the lines and allow things to appear and then let them go. And that's what we call, right, in divine time. We allow divine timing to take place, and just we're not trying to control everything. We're just allowing different things to bloom. We're not judging them. We're just allowing, because there's many different degrees, positive and negative, of variations, colors, depths, reflections, shadows, opposite sides of the poles of everything. Right? So let's really do our best to, I know it's really hard because it's hard to trust and expand and then keep a safe bubble around. And right, it's like, yeah, well, it's like floating out into outer space. Right? secret space programs, secret space adventures. We'll have to start doing a show called that because, that's what's up. And we'll start getting more into like the different, star systems. Like the Blue Avians and the Arcturians and the Spikins and the Andromedans and the Galactic Federation and the Super Federation and all these cosmic celestial bodies and alliances and etc. It's like, and they don't necessarily, it's like, as far as names and whatever, everybody represents or stands for something. So to be grateful what everyone's bringing to the table, again, you don't have to like what they brought. You don't have to eat all the food at the buffet. It's just one big whole huge family function. But you have to know what food's for you, what recipe is yours, what vibration, right? It's like in that now moment. To be, that's what I am and that's what I'm supposed to be this whole time. That's just part of what you are, or that's part of what you were and have been, and now we're right allowing more to come into fruition, right? So again, getting into Aaron and Moses, and then too, like, right, Moses wasn't allowed into the promised land. Why? And he smashed the tablets, or he smashed it twice, which, so it's like when you don't have respect and you keep wanting to be, it's like that's not where we're trying to go. Where everybody's just trying to go with the flow and share what we know thus far or in this now moment. We're not trying to argue who's wrong or right or buy and sell the information so that we can be right and tight and everybody can like us. We don't give a fuck. That's why I agree. Certain say shepherd or like a Saint, what's his name? Patrick with the snakes. Well, what snakes did he get rid of? And then the people there's still serpent worship because, right, wisdom of serpents, but snakes inside. Monty Python. Britain, Scotland, and Ireland is also that's different European than and that's not, again, better or worse. It's just different. Those are again, there's those that came before those. Yeah. So some are going to say, or they mix very like, oh, we, it becomes a we thing, but it's like, wait, whoa. We love you, but we weren't there. No. Stop mixing us with you. Stop trying to confuse other beings by saying you're the same thing as us, or using the confliction of the words, well, we're like that too, or we, us too. Wait. That's not cool. Stop doing that. Please stop doing that. Please stop doing that. It's like, if you don't have awareness of that, what resonates with truth, I don't care what you've been told or what somebody else told you are or were or whatever, that has to ring true within you, right? So to have somebody else, it's like, again, a lot of us are here and we're looking at other beings in the face that have been trying to like push these stories for a long time, narratives, and like walk around with like the right in our faces. And when we're nicely like, well, blah, 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 then we get like, they just come down at it, right? It's like, right, again, Thor or Zeus with the lightning bolt, that or they sit back aloof, like, and they have no fucking clue what the fuck we're saying, or they just pretend that they don't. Or others that want to capitalize off of it and then govern everybody else and point and tell everybody else what they have to do, or else blah, 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 blah. and then they're going to raise the prices, and shame on you. See, again, all that stuff, again, comes from three that have not been playing very fucking nicely. And again, when people want to make a decision and have chose to done so multiple times with the awareness, because they're already getting that like, it's like, should you go through flying through the yellow light? Sometimes we like, right, it's like, there ain't no cars, like, right, we take that chance. But sometimes, no, you should not do that, right? So it's like when that thing's like, that's what it's like, crossing guards in the middle of the crossroad, like, hey, we're about to cross some starseed school children, but you want to fly your fucking big ass secret spaceship supposed program that you're using taxpayers' dollars to fucking fly and puncture fucking holes into the fabric of space with your rocket fuel, Rocket Man. And that just also means jet streaming all over the fucking land, like a Mad Max maniac. Okay, so that vibration, again, is like a little bullet through the water. Or when someone throws like a pebble, makes a big ripple, right? You throw a big rock in, it's like boom. A pebble, right? Little pebbles, little tiny pebbles. Like, who here can throw a rock? None of us. And nobody want to throw a rock. I was like, that. Oh, that's the thing with Moses too. Like hitting, that's what he did, right? Hit the stone twice, the rock. So yeah, that keeps coming up. Moses and the Promised Land and Egypt and Israelites and again, I don't have. I only have like I only get the information that come in through, and then again, it's like I've read the Bible lots of time, but no, that shit don't, nothing sticks with me as far as like, yeah, I let everything go. I let everything go. It's like, huh? Everything on a need to know basis, even for myself. That's why it's like when people are like, what do you want to give me an ultimatum or try to force me into some kind of a contract. The word again, contract means devil. So it's like, I don't have a problem and I want to help the community and all rise, but I'm not going to be put in a situation that you're forcing me to do ABC and telling me that there's some like magical fucking abundant fantasy on the other side of that fucking, right, on down the yellow brick. I got to follow the yellow brick road to the emerald fucking city of reincarnation where they're going to put me to sleep in the field of poppies to enter the fucking house of Thoth. Get the fuck out of here. I'd rather make apple Thoth. Poppies. And now what they're doing right now? Telling everybody to get the poppies. Here's a little lollipop. Everything's gonna be all right. That's some scary shit right there. I mean, it's like, but yet how many beings are falling for this motherfucking bullshit? And again, I'm not taking away from it. I very, very much like, I guess, I'm aware of people that are, say, gotten it. But again, people, it's like the flu. We're getting hit with solar flares, which produce corona mass ejections. So that's massive DNA codes that we're getting blasted with from the sun. Jesus, the Son of God, shooting shit down like lightning, light codes down at the earth, raining down upon earth, our earthly bodies and our crown chakra that affects our solar plexus, right? Our gut instinct and our mind. And all disease also starts in the gut. It's like, ugh. right? If you feel a type of negative way, right? It's like a punch in the gut, energetically, right? It's 12:21. Okay, so that was fun. Till the daddy took the T-bird away. And we'll have fun. Oh, guess what, too? This morning, I was watching, like, Corey Good and some of, he's really interesting, too. If you have or haven't checked out, like, David Wilcock and Corey Good. It's not for everybody. Again, always take what resonates and leave the rest, because there's going to be, right, his experience or his experience. So it's not like everybody else should be like, oh yeah. Same with like Richard Greer. Where'd that fucking come from? Is it Stephen Greer? What's that? Richard Gere? Pretty Woman. Stephen Greer. I'm not gonna bash anybody. I love him, who I was just talking about. He's like a big old ancient herbivore dinosaur. Stephen Greer. You could see his he's like a I don't know, like a big cartoon dinosaur. I just every time I see him, I'm like, he's so sweet. He's like such a benevolent being, such a benevolent ancient dinosaur. You can still see his like that dinosaur body surrounding his human vessel. He's so sweet. But yeah, always take what resonates, because everybody's experience in the star systems that they're connected to and the messages that they receive are going to be special to them that they share with you. So we may all resonate on certain levels, but don't take, again, mine or anybody else's stuff as like that's how you're supposed to see too, or how how you see is how you see. It's in here, right? Not how you see here in the eyes. Okay, with the eyes. Not that. Right? How you see in your heart, how you feel inside without any distraction from having open eyes. Because then we have something to judge. Then we're thinking. Then we're wondering. Then we're blah, blah, blah. No. This is where we go, inside. Right? So that's a way different thing. That's why we're set, right? Like, then now it's like, right, again, it's like, oh, right, eyes open. Right? That's why I went Eyes Wide Shut. Remember that movie with Nicole Kidman? I think it's the name of it, Eyes Wide Shut. And, I think of that saying all the time, because it's like, yeah, it's not eyes wide open. We're constantly recording and da. Eyes wide shut. This shuts the fuck up. You could focus a little more on the third eye, which is the first eye, like a big diamond right here, right? And then the heart chakra. And these two need to connect, right? That's why we say bow our head, like the rainbow. So, and then the crown chakra, and then, right, this natural sphere is created around our vessel because we're connecting our being with Mother Earth, with our higher consciousness, with the celestial bodies, and right, and etc. So that's like, right, going into meditation, that's why they say going into meditation or into a meditative state, right? We're going right. Battery. So yeah, being able to find that peace of mind and that peaceful place at any time is a super important goal and amazing tool to have and use. Super important to do, because otherwise we're just solely going off of, again, everything outside. Look around, right? Who's that round? And then and then it's very hard to get off of the merry-go-round. We're looking all over the place for an answer rather than being able to feel okay and let go of that anxiety. Because we're also, if you're not used to doing it, even I that do it all the time still feel anxiety when I try to like bring my mind to a calm and I'm having feelings, overwhelming feelings, and I'm trying to go. It's like, wait, I gotta trying to breathe, trying to go inside, trying to calm down. Right? I still feel that anxiety too. It's constant work to have to go through, right? That bringing self back into balance, right? But if you don't have awareness of where balance is and then where we're out of balance, right, then you'll never know when you're healthy or in dis-ease or following, right, the virus of Osiris, which is outside and around instead of inside, right? And with our higher consciousness and Mother Earth, right, we ground. Right, the Divine Mother and Mother Earth work in tandem with, right, the physical human Adam and Eve body, and right, the Artemis. We have all these different deity characteristics and etc. within self, right? So now too, don't forget Artemis, or Athena was birthed because Zeus slash Kronos slash, right, because they flip flop back and forth. It's like they can carry the same. For one does not carry the name Zeus, but Zeus can carry the name Kronos. Kronos isn't Zeus, but Zeus can carry the name Kronos. So Zeus swallowed Metis, which is wisdom, and she was pregnant with Athena. Now, Athena is also, or Sophia, goddess of wisdom. Athena, goddess of war and wisdom. Now, Athena still survived within Zeus after he ate his wife, pregnant wife slash, right? And and Athena birthed herself out of Zeus's head, right? So again, the mental madness of say slash Zeus right now, meaning those that are trying to control and dominate and right, again out of fear, and then fear too, that goes way deeper, and we have to get into those stories because again the guilt of, and remember like AI, was it AI robot with Will Smith, and remember the dude that fucking made the AI robot programmed the robot to kill him and whatever, and he was like, but why would I do that, sir? Right? But he didn't have again, they don't have empathy, don't have consciousness. Who programmed those robots, I'm going to say, but biological beings, organic computer systems that they upgraded consciousnesses into so that they could get away with murder and put the guilt upon another being. So again, now that's something that I experienced in this life. Somebody tried to put that on me, and it's like, yo, when somebody's in that kind of a big trigger warning right now. Okay, when somebody is in a very desolate place and very depressed and etc. Again, I play around a lot, but that ain't no fucking thing I'm ever gonna. That's nothing to play with. And when somebody does and says things like that and keeps repeating it and like showing extreme um signs of like, yeah, like will Jekyll and Hyde, or again like it's like, you know, and they say it's like the quiet ones you have to worry about. They seem very, again, smart, intellectual, and what have you, but then they haven't dealt with many things. So the explosive nature or the way that they right, they can believe whatever they're telling themselves in their head, and then that's why they come out like narcissists or very wise calm beings, but then behind it's like a ticking time bomb, or again there again, so that's a very dangerous person, okay, because they're very unpredictable, okay. And they have a lot of knowledge and they're very, very, very smart and wise, but they don't have the tools. But it can appear as if they do, which makes that even more dangerous. Which is the situation that everybody's been in for a really long time, right? We've all been experiencing, because it's like, nah, but then it's like, right, it's kind of like, then we're getting like side blinded by, it's like, wait a second. And those little weird feelings that you feel, that it's like, yeah, something just ain't quite matching up, right? So always trust those things. And it doesn't mean, again, that you need to jump and make a decision and a rash, because again, a lot of it, we're here to acknowledge those things and find a kinder, gentler way through them. But it's not like saying that behavior is okay. And also, when something occurs, that they're gonna find a way to try to blame you again. Like the ones that have been trying to set me up for a long time have been doing so for a long time. They had awareness way before I did of like where we're at now. They already knew about all this stuff, which is why, like, I guess people were paid to like be around me or try to distract me or try to like throw me off my path, or right, if any of this is familiar to you. Maybe you know, not me, but like in your life, if you feel like that's kind of been going on in your life too, right? It's like, you know, yeah, there's a lot of, again, don't forget, different beings. Some beings think they're here, say, from the future, from the past. Time is fluid, so everything was just, right, say, created either, well, in like, because it multiplies, there's generations and wheels of such creation, right? But those who I'm again referring to right now, a lot of those things, the first Adam and Eve, the first positive and the negative that were created in the conscious mind of the womb of the right mother, the dark void, the triple dark goddess mother, the womb, where everything is birthed. Two atoms are first. So if you have a positive thought, a negative is going to appear on the other side, and vice versa. If you have a negative thought, right, or like aware, once you become aware, if the first thing you feel and right is it depends on which, right, so that's the first place, you know, as far as where I come from, and right, our race, right, our origin of natural place, right? That's traveling through time. Being a time traveler is being able to go through in your mind, so you have awareness of where you were birthed in creation as, say, a consciousness. And then a Christ consciousness, again, is 144,000 consciousnesses. That's a fucking whole shit ton of a lot. And going through that fucking nightmare mess of duality of all those consciousnesses. That's like reading every book in every library every day for I don't know how long. I mean, right? It's like that. That's a fucking. So this is why we've been reincarnated so many times. We have to go through all these life cycles and birth and death cycles in order to gain, right, build the soul, grow the soul, and gain 144,000 consciousnesses. Right, which is also like the lotus flowers. See, like that big lotus, like the Hindu. Well, this is just one of my. I love this photo I have. That's not the one I was referring to though. But you know, like the Hindu god with like the has the multiple spheres around his head and what have you. See my little skeleton bride and groom hanging out back there with the witch broom. It's a cinnamon broom. hanging out in my room. My flooding, I got my suitcase blocking the little so I don't step in it by accident. It's dry actually. I think they were so nice. They came in and took care of it right away, I think. These two dudes came that evening. I was super happy and I think they messed around. They did whatever they had to do outside because I think the outside faucet burst or something. So I was sharing because it was like full moon, like the water came up from the under, came all up on the floor, and wet socks is my hugest pet peeve. One of them, anyway. Oh, I hate that. I don't like to use that word, but oh, I hate that shit. Wet socks cannot deal with it. My legs are up and my toes are curled as I'm talking about it. Oh, I hate it. I don't mind my feet getting wet, like if I'm at the beach in the water, right? But it's like, yeah, a wet sock. Oh, you know. Gotta go. It's gotta go. Oh, it's like, yeah. It's like, I guess, like a cat feeling wet. Some cat, you know. I used to have a weirdo cat, though, and my cat fucking loved the water. My cat would totally chill out. Like while we tried to take a bath, put his paws in the bathtub. I would never push him in. I never pushed him in. Did one of my daughters once? I think they might have. But you know what's funny too? When my daughter rescued that cat. His name was Nico, and he was the fucking coolest cat ever. He was like a Maine Coon. He was not a Maine Coon, but he looked it, and he had 6 paws. He had the 6 thumps on his paw, and he just was this massive hunter. He was such an outdoor. He was just a, and this kind of sucks this way. Oh, let me see. Hold up. No, this is the way it's gonna go. So, but yeah, that cat used to hunt everything. It would bring birds back to my house. One time I had to, oh, like the rabbit's the thumbnail. I am so sorry, poor little rabbit. My cat one time got a rabbit, and me and my daughters came home, and there was a rabbit on my porch in between my screen door and the fucking hard door. I was like, I had no idea what to do with this thing. I had to call my boyfriend at the time, and like, I was like, what do I do? Oh. And my poor cat was so well, not poor cat. He was so proud of himself, you know, because he brought home this like mass. He was like, look what I brought home for you, Mom. Like, do you know how cats are? Oh, it's like, good boy, Nico. You can't get mad at them. That's their job, right? You got to be, it's like, good kitty. Even if, you know. So again, sometimes we may not agree with something, right? But that's in their nature, and they're doing something to impress you. So sometimes we can get offended by something that somebody does to try to impress us, or somebody tried to impress us and we didn't know that that's what they were trying to do. And we could have been offended or reacted in a manner or a certain way. And now they think, like I was saying before, ABC, they think that we blah, 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 or whatever. And that's just simply not the case. It's like, no, we already got that, hold on a minute. No. If I can, I'm going to actually flip you guys around probably in a hot second, because I'm going to pull, well, we already pulled these cards. I just want to read, this one, and then I'm going to take off. Princess of Wands. So yeah, my cat, he used to love the water. Weirdo. Not a weirdo, but, and my German Shepherd used to fucking love, he was like a vegan dog. He loved, I've said this before, red peppers and baby carrots. So cute. Aries, my German Shepherd baby. So Five of Pentacles. Because that card just kept coming out and coming out. Well, actually, you know what? Y'all come back now, you hear? Because I'm going to come back and do a video and read these instead of adding it onto this really long 2.5 almost hour video. Oh, look at my little skin. Like, oh, y'all got hot with the sun hanging out on me. And I'm going to probably change my shirt a sec also. So, yeah. If you'd like to come back, I'm going to read Five of Pentacles for the collective, 220, and Princess of Wands. And maybe we'll pull something else too. I know we got Queen of Pentacles and so anyhow, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, and yo, I appreciate you so much hanging out with me, Soul Tribe, and I hope some of this made some sense. We just cosmic celestial surfed all over the place. This is again, right, going through stargates. This is what they call going surfing through the portals, riding the wave, right? The different cosmic information that's coming in, right? Again, it's kind of like this, right? So we're allowing the information to come in, okay, without judgment, and just right letting it flow through. And it's like the good, the bad, the ugly. It is what it is. It doesn't really have anything to do with the right or wrong crew, you know, or left or right, or red or blue, or black and white, or what the fuck ever else. You know, day or night, light. Oh, and when people are like, love and light, love and light, love and light, love and light. First of all, not all people, okay? Like, I'm not just saying, like, because a lot of people, like, there's a being that I love when she says it, she's coming from like a, like, and she's great. But she's also, like, says it to, like, beings that are being, like, assholes, right? It's like, love and light. Because why? Because a lot of them motherfuckers that preach love and light, they ain't fucking right. And it doesn't mean that they're not right, like right or wrong. It means no. They ain't coming from the right place. And they're fucked up, and they got fucked up intentions. And they're trying to use love and light and etc. to try to, right, lure people like, this is the way. Yo, again, the way is not going to have a bright, flashy sign on it. That's going to lure you out of the way. Okay? Remember, like, Poltergeist is like, Carol Ann, stay away from the light. I think at first they did. I'm going to have to watch that again. It's been so long. But I'm pretty sure, did they in the beginning tell her to go toward the light? At first, it was like, go toward the light because they thought that was the way out. But then they recognized, like, stay the fuck away from the light because the light is, like, where you're going to get, right, taken into their hive. And then they say, that's like, right, they want you afraid of, right, say mama spider. But the mama spider is the one that wrote the first language period, right? The cosmos. The spider in the sky. Right? Spider woman. Spider mama. Or like Charlotte's Web. And that's not written with human hands. Right? That's mimicked after, through 5th generation. Right? After, way after. That's like, well, Genesis 3 is when Jehovah and Yahweh appear. And then Genesis, like, well, 11 is like, is that the DNA fuckeray? I don't know, we gotta come back. I gotta, again, I'm not good at quoting all that stuff. Trigger warnings. All right, so I hope you enjoyed. I hope you like hanging out. I don't know if I finished all the conversations that I was going through because I know I started jumping around talking about my cat and things like that, but my cat I don't have anymore. And also, maybe we could go through, yeah, a lot of people say they see rabbit in the moon, not man in the moon, right? That's what I was talking about, the rabbit. That's why I brought up my cat, because the thumbnails, the rabbit, the hair. I took that picture. I use, I look up the constellations a lot and the stars and star chart. So I do a lot of pictures while I'm doing that, and I download a shit ton of information while I do that too. So yeah, that might be something fun to do at some point with you all. It's just trying to figure out how to do two things at once and keep it soaring and yeah, I don't know. I overthink too much too. So, I get an idea and then I'm like, well, I don't know, should I or whatever and overanalysis paralysis. All right, anyhow, I'm gonna be back. We're gonna read about Five of Pentacles and Princess of Wands, and I so appreciate you hanging out, soul star system, and one love. Peace out, pinkies.